Hi, my name is Shane Hendrickson, and this is my one-on-one. Shane Hendrickson is a man who puts the Lord first, and things about me would be if there's something that I want, I will do pretty much anything I can to go for it and to achieve it. I have strong determination for the desires of my heart. I'm a caring, loving guy that likes to have a good laugh, and I don't know. That's pretty much the easiest way I can describe myself. I used to go by Scar or Scarface, and I was just thinking of a name, and I was like, not too many people have, a gash scar on their face. And I just picked that, but after time, it would just get confused with Tony Montana and stuff, and I was like, I just didn't want to be affiliated with Scarface the movie and whatnot, and at the time I wanted a name that was a bit more uplifting than looking on the past and of something that's damaging. So, and I ended up coming across the name Rapha, and I thought it sounded cool, and it comes from Jehovah Rapha, God my healer, and to me, using this name means something because I've been healed, by the Lord in times past, and to me, every time that I play with it, it just reminds me that every day I play. I don't pray before specific matches. I just try to play my game because I know he won't favor me over somebody else just because. It's going to come down to who plays the best, and I don't know. Sometimes I'll ask that he gives me the strength to play at my best. But if I lose, I lose, and it happens, and I have to be willing to accept that and to be humble and to play, but also to have the hunger to win. It was in 2002. I went to QuakeCon with my dad, and it's so funny. I stood behind 04. And when I watched him play Fatality, I was literally standing right behind him. And that's in 2002, so now it's 2008. 6 years later, he's my teammate, and we've been traveling around and playing in tournaments together. I mean, I wouldn't have even thought that would have been the case, all those years ago before I even started. But like, seeing him and Fatality play then is what led me to wanting to play. The skill that they had, like, I liked to see that. It reminded me of sports because I grew up playing basketball, and competitive drive and trying to play your best and the different styles of skills is what led me to playing Quake 3. First real tournament was QuakeCon 2003. I did okay. I had played 1v1 for about 1 to 2 months before that, and I lost to a guy named Zoltar. I remember that game. And I had the game, but I let it slip away. And then he barely lost to Revenant, who I believe was third at QuakeCon in 2000. At that point, I was like, okay, I know I'm going in the right direction if I'm this close to players that were that good or that are still really good, and that I decided to keep playing and watching demos when I could. My next LAN tournament was CPL 06, where I got top 12. Yeah, where I placed top 12, and that was, as far as pressure goes, that was my real first pressure event. I thought I did pretty well at that tournament, but I could see that there was still a lot of improvement to be made, and that would just come by whenever I could finally get the opportunity to be able to play every day. So I played off and on until this last year when I finally got an internet connection. and that's when John 04 Hill started to come back and play, and that's when ESWC was announced, and he came back primarily, just to play, and he was amazed at the time that players were still, enough players were still playing, and that they were still as good as they were. He pretty much picked me up and mentored me, and what I tried to do is get him back into shape, and he's pretty much been like, this whole summer, been like an older brother, and he's helped me out with things that I wouldn't know, and he ended up talking to Carmack about me and saying, hey, you need to get this kid sponsored to get him to these tournaments. And I'm just thinking about it now, I'm just blessed, because SK, in all honesty, as the odds go, should not have chosen me, but they trusted Carmack's word and John's word, and they picked me up.
You are tied for the lead.
So blessed with the opportunity to be able to practice with him and to like get into his mind, see like how he thinks and why he's been so successful, tournament after tournament after tournament. I don't know, I've kind of adapted some of the mindset he has when you play in a match. There's a higher percentage chance of winning that way. His style of thinking and the way he makes decisions is really good. And I noticed that, and he kept grinding it into my head that I was doing things wrong, and I just had to let pride down and to look it over, to view it over, and then just pick out what I was doing wrong and put in what he was saying I need to do better, to do the right way that he's doing it. So I think he was a great mentor for me this summer, and I'm going to try to keep these mindsets as I continue to play tournaments. I think it's originated from how I had to get good in the first place in this game. I had so many years I could only play maybe 2 to 6 weeks out of the entire year, and any other time that I spent playing Quake, if I spent time with it, I would watch demos. Like watching players like Cooler and his whole mindset of controlling the map and how he did it, how he went on attacking people, and how successful that was. And I think of me adapting John's mental choices of evaluating situations quicker and better, trying to always make sure that you're at the advantage, that you're doing the best, and that even if something messes up that really shouldn't have happened, that there's always a chance that it could turn around in your favor, and to keep playing. And then there's a Rapha inside of me somewhere, I don't know where, but there's a little bit of style, I guess, of my own mixed in. I don't know, sometimes it seemed like at this tournament I would think things out just a little bit more than other players, and when I would choose my battles would normally be the right times for me. I would be at the advantage every time that I chose to fight, to attack the guy. And because I don't have the superior aim that a lot of these guys like Cypher and Kilson have, but I try to do my best to create the best situations for me, so that I have the favorable advantage every time. Does it work always? No, no one strat is always going to work, but I think consistently mine works very well.
Impressive. You are tied for the lead.
I believe the 5 steps ahead comment was taken a little bit out of proportion. Maybe I just didn't explain myself well enough after. But it's like, I think all of the best players, you get to a point where you know exactly what's going to happen, for about the next minute to 2. And like, you need to be steps ahead of your opponent and know the possibilities of what could happen. And like I said in the interview, you need to be able to adapt to any changes other than what you've anticipated, and you need to be able to execute. So being steps ahead doesn't mean anything if you can't execute. So, but yeah, I do understand why it's been taken out of proportion, and it's been fun to laugh at and joke about. And I've been razzed on it a lot this summer. So, but it's I don't regret saying it. Being on stage for the first time was a great experience. I really liked it. It was interesting. I couldn't really hear anybody, so those headphones blocked out everything. But I knew that there were people, cheering for me, and that there were for Cypher. And I was just like, I just need to play my game and try to act like this is just a normal setting. And so I felt I handled the pressure pretty well, and it was enjoyable. I liked being up on stage and playing. It was really good.
Impressive.
Obviously, it's Cypher, I think, because this whole summer he's flat out dominated. He's played fantastic. He's just, I don't know. Almost every game he's played has been the perfect game that he needs to play. But overall, I think that Cypher earned this tournament more than he did the others because he had to battle through adversity. I'm the only one this summer on LAN to have beaten him in a set. And that obviously had to be a shock to his mind and set him back a little bit. And he lost a map to I think 2 or 3 other players. He lost one to Kilson and he lost one to Chance. And I don't know if he lost to anybody else, but he just kept battling through it, and he had a good mindset to just keep going and to keep playing well. And I mean, I'd like to be first, but I'm glad that he got first. He deserved it. He played fantastic. Do I have the potential? I think so. If I didn't think so, I wouldn't be playing right now. It'd be kind of pointless. But the main goal is always to keep improving and to be number one. You shouldn't go for anything less. Like, you're already defeating yourself if you do. So if I set enough time aside, if I can stay focused enough for Quake 3 or Quake Live as the tournaments come up, I think that I have the potential to be number one. Will it be easy? No way. Cypher set a new standard for the way Quake is played, but somebody's got to rise up to the challenge and do it, and hopefully we'll be able to be 1-2 in the following tournaments whenever they come.
Yeah!